The planet of Bellem is a vast world of hot, cracked, sandy desert, with white-hot dunes that roll on for miles. Across its surface, the land is scarred with a net of canyons, some reaching a few hundred feet deep to miles in depth. A giant white sun fills the sky, its blistering rays blinding anyone not wearing tinted goggles or some form of eye protection, and its radiation burning exposed skin in seconds. So intense is the sun of Bellem, the planet is scorched sterile by its intense rays, and nothing grows on the surface. Hot winds blow across the desert in scalding windstorms that ignite anything in its path. The heat is so intense, an unprotected man will be burnt to scorched bone in seconds, and most material will ash instantly. Because the surface is so hostile, the Federation avoids moving across the landscape and instead travels along the canyons where they are shielded from both the sun and the storms. While crossing the surface is avoided, there is one stretch of road that links two massive canyon networks together that otherwise could not be reached naturally. The Blinding Flash Road, a place where for a brief time storm clouds gather so thick they block out the sun. While the locals know them as dry storms as it never rains, it provides just enough cover for travelers to race across the road. No one knows what causes the clouds to form, but when they do, many brave the 100 miles of road hoping to make it across in a few days before even a small part in the clouds could mean their death. Despite the hostile surface of Bellem, the planet is not all lethal to life, and within the deep canyons of the world, life flourishes, with small animals, insects, and even plants growing in abundance. The most common plant, the Bellem blade, is a towering blue stalk rising some 10 to 30 feet in height and similar to a blade of grass. The inside is pulpy and can be harvested for food and reportedly sweet, a favorite snack by most locals and used in their pastries. Because the canyons provide such good cover from the sun and wind, the Federation builds cities along the bottom and onto the sides of cliffs. Walkways cross over the canyon walls like a network of roads, allowing citizens to move through the city with ease and avoid congestion in the narrow paths. They tunnel into the canyon walls, mining for fire and earth gel, churning out barrels of elemental oil every day. And while the world at first glance seems hostile, their population is quite large at nearly 10 million. So prosperous are the cities of Bellem, new towns are built constantly in the remote regions as more elemental gel is always being discovered. For a more elaborate report on Bellem and their mining operations, please refer to your Exemplia librarian for help.